The last couple of winters have been exceptionally dry, so groundwater levels and river flows are very low in large parts of the country. The worst affected areas are the east of the country, southeast, and increasingly along the southern coast as well. What we will be doing is working with farmers to try and make sure that we use the water in the best way possible, balancing the needs for people, the environment and farmers. So farmers who've got their own winter storage reservoirs, if they've been able to fill them, they'll be able to use them without any restriction at all. For farmers who take water from groundwater, we may need to agree voluntary restrictions in order to ensure that rivers and wetlands don't dry up. The people who are likely to be most affected are those people who take water direct from a river or a stream or a fen drain, where we might need to work with them to restrict the amount of water they take, and if it gets really bad, they're the ones who are likely to suffer from formal bans in the later part of the season. But what we always try and do is to work together and, where possible, ensure that water is available throughout the growing season.
If I'm a farmer at the moment, is there anything that I can do to mitigate the situation at all?
If you haven't already built your own winter storage reservoir, you should be thinking about that for next year, either yourself or with colleagues. It's worth getting involved in a local abstractor group or forming an abstractor group, because that helps us to have a focus for interest for discussion. If you haven't already decided what crops you're going to grow, then think very carefully as to whether you need to grow as much irrigated crops this year, because if the situation is difficult, you may not have enough water to irrigate all that land. And then just make sure that you've got the proper irrigation scheduling organised, that you keep an eye on the weather forecast, that you keep in contact with us, and we'll try and help you ensure that when water's available you take it, and when you can't, we'll tell you.